On my way back to Ohio from the Meadows, what do we got here? Just after 5 o'clock on Thursday. We have 3 more horses racing tonight. I'm eager to get home and watch Dancing by Myself race on his first lifetime start. And then obviously we have Jason, I think Lauren is actually in Dayton tonight with Save America. And the Rock Source. They both race tonight. But this afternoon, it was freezing this morning. I'll be the first to admit, I jogged 0 horses today. I watched Gaslight Hall jog because I wanted to see him go. I'm only jogging him every day or two, just getting a look at me sound. Very, very good. I want Dr. Latessa he may have already done it this afternoon, I don't know, but I want him to go all over Gaslight Hall. We'll probably take some x-rays of Gaslight Hall's knees just to see where they're at under x-ray, but man, he looks fine on the track. I guess that's not true. I watched the babies jog also. Got a lot of emails done. Got some work done for the burn, but no physical manual labor in the shed row this morning. It was cold. I felt bad for our caretakers. When it was the day before, it was plus 8 Celsius, and this morning was minus 10 before the wind chill. So quite a swing, quite a different day, and not the day you want to be in the barn. Just a cold, bitter day. We'll have those. And I'll have those also. And I did later on, right? I had some driving assignments at the Meadows. They did not go that well. Aside from ours, we went with 2 horses, and they both won today. I was not surprised by either victory. 3-point Blue Chip was down where he could do some damage. The way the race shook out, 3-point is never an easy horse to drive, right? You have to put him in the right place. You can't overdrive him. He won't allow you to. He won't take a whole lot of whip. You can't force him to do everything. Everything has to be a request. Do you mind if we move out of the 2-hole right now? Would you like to advance? That would be great. Or his other horse to be, come on, let's get going. Let's go. Not him. You can't force him. And he was good today. I could tell. I felt you never want to move out of the 2-hole down the backstretch. You have everything to lose and very little gain. Your only gain would be if the horse on the front was going to collapse. You're not getting stuck behind him or her. Well, when the horse on the front is the favorite or second favorite, as you are, it's usually a good place to be. But at the time, I could hear a horse coming. And Ronnie's horse, the body language of Ronnie and the horse, it appeared that the horse was not that interested in racing today. It went very soft and moderate fractions, but Ronnie's fishing for earplugs coming in front of the grandstand. The horse just looks lethargic. Looks like he's spinning his wheels. And I was happy to sit there until it seemed like I could hear somebody advancing from behind. And I said, you know what? I just moved him over. And it was like, want to go? Hey, would you like to move now? And 3-point popped out of the 2-hole and attacked. Around the last turn, he was hanging. You just got to leave him alone. You have to fight all the voices that tell you to advance. Just leave him alone. I knew that Ronnie's horse was very susceptible. The horses I heard advancing seemed to be a little more subdued. I'm still fairly confident with the way things are going, even though I didn't get right by him, even though now that 2-hole would look pretty cozy in the last turn. I don't get that option after you've already vacated it. He took over the lead and he won the race. I wasn't surprised. It was a little... wasn't a perfect to drive, but I just know the horse, and I just didn't want to get locked in with him. And did I jump the gun by maybe 3/4 of a length or a length? Yeah, I guess I probably did. But he raced great. He overcame it and won very convincingly. The other thing about 3-point is off 2 weeks, you can't train him hard in between. You just won't train hard at all. He's a very weird horse in that regard. You can train him with another horse, but don't dare try and train him by himself. You're going to be sorely disappointed with the outcome of that particular training mile. So the horse raced good and won his race, come right out the track with the next horse. I was very confident with both horses today. I warmed up International Man, and the V Martingale was rubbing his shoulder a little bit, which I've never really seen happen. Not even his shoulder, up on his neck. It was weird. And it was clearly the V Martingale that was doing it. So we took it off, just went for a normal standing martingale, the rubber one with the dog bone piece in the middle. put that on him. Rollerburn Murphy, everything we had on him to train the other day. He feels like a meat and potatoes horse, right? He feels like a 2-year-old that you had just started maybe a month ago, 2 months ago. That's what he feels like. And, that very, very light schedule. I know they told me that he didn't have any soundness issues, but it's really hard for me to digest that when I look at a horse that made $250,000, the bulk of it at 2, and he's got, I think, 7 starts in the last 2 years. 8, counting last week coming into today. To say he's lightly raced would be a understatement. So, when I went into the winner's circle, Dave Boughton was there, and he said, wow, the horse looks terrible. But he doesn't feel that way. You kind of like stay close when you drive him. Stay close never feels like you're in trouble. But when you watch the replay, you're like, oh my God, it looks terrible. You ever see the Seinfeld episode where Elaine Bennis is trying to dance, right? It was always a joke forever. That's how some of those horses, this exit lane at Wexford is treacherous. It literally backs up onto a highway. This guy comes screaming up in behind me. It's the only thing I don't like about it. One of my favorite pizza places is right here in Wexford, Pomodoro Pizza. So I thought I'd stop, get a little victory pizza. I almost got a victory rear ending. Right there. I'd like to take that sentence back. The horses raced good tonight, this afternoon. It is cold, but there was no wind and it really wasn't that bad today. Really, really impressed with 3-point Blue Chip. He's probably going to have to go up in the non-winners of 12, which they combine with the open now. And I don't think this is whatever. And then International Man has to move up too. I think we are barely scratching the surface with this horse. He does not feel like he has any lameness issues with me. He feels like he's just learning, right? I think there's a number of wrinkles in this horse that we can work on, and little by little we can start turning those stones over. He's got 3-4 lifetime wins. He has to move up in class, but we went 28 apiece down the backstretch. It didn't seem to bother him any. Around the last turn, he was a little bumpy, much more so in the video than he was in sitting behind him. I just let him hang out because I could hear what was going on. Dave Pallone's left tire was flat. It was only a matter of time. You might trot 28-1 down the backstretch. You're not trotting 28-1 on the end of it. He was going to get tired. Whatever horse Ava Marie, I think that might have been it. She was going to get tired eventually, and I just thought that, we'd wear him down. So at no point in the mile did I think we were going to lose the race. And I thought the horse raced pretty good. We got an ear hood on him. He's wearing a lot more weight up front than he came with. He came with I think a full suede shoe with just a bar pad on the back, and we have heavier shoes, toe weights, and 2 sets of bell boots on him. And that's not for anything more than just studying him. I think he trots. I've trained him with hobbles on. I've trained him without hobbles on, and I like him much better without hobbles. And he was safe. But the weight probably comes in handy. Considering he's now 3, his best racing of his life was at 2. I suspect he's never wore a lot of weight in his life. So maybe it's just a simple matter of mechanics. Maybe he's just learning to trot in a way that he's never had to trot before. And that's why it looks so forced on video, because it doesn't feel that way to me. Either way, there'll be no changes made unless the veterinarian wants to do some work to him. I think this is the type of horse we're always looking for, right? He doesn't seem to have the same spark that Casanova Hall had, but he was a better horse than Casanova Hall at 2. There's no reason the 2-year-old version of this horse can't show up. But when you have to shake off 2 years of ring rust, it takes time. It takes some time. He literally looks like a 2-year-old. He doesn't have enough muscle to be a 3-year-old or 4-year-old racehorse. It doesn't seem that way to me. So a lot to be done with this guy. Does that mean he's going to trot in 55 in 2 months? No, doesn't mean that. Nor does it have to mean that. We have the perfect horse. He looks bad. He looks bad, and he fits the condition claimers rather well. So it's fine with me. This is the type of horse we're always after, right? When I mentioned Casanova Hall, those types of horses. As long as there's classes for them, a place to race them, classes for them, and and they can put out the way that this guy does, well, sky's the limit. You don't have to win stake races. You just have to, put up numbers every week. And I think a horse like International Man definitely will. So very, very happy with International Man today. Very happy with 3 Point Blue Chip today. Excited to watch Save American Rock Shining Star tonight, but really excited to watch the first lifetime start for one of our homebreds, Dancing by Myself. So with that, I'm going to let you go. I hope you guys had a wonderful day. I did. It's always nice to win races. It feels way better than losing them. Way better. Like, a lot better. Hopefully we can keep it going tonight, tomorrow, into the weekend. And we'll talk to you all soon. Have a wonderful rest of your evening.